Hello everyone, today our topic is how to share HR policies automatically using Google Sheets and Gmail. So I am an HR and I want to share the HR policies document with all my employees and also with the new employees that are going to join the company. So here my objective is that in my Google Sheet I have the data of all my employees and I'm going to add the details of the new employees that are going to join the company. So automatically by using these employee details, I'm going to send an email by using Gmail with the attachment of my HR policies document. So for this, I have to build a simple connection between Google Sheets and Gmail. So for building this connection, I'm going to use Pabbly Connect, which is an amazing software for automation and integration. In Pabbly Connect, I have to use Trigger and Action. In Trigger application, I'm going to use Google Sheets. In Action application, I'm going to use Gmail. So how I'm going to build this connection? For that, let me take you to my computer screen. I hope all you can see my computer screen, and today we are going to see that how we can share HR policies automatically by using Google Sheets and Gmail. So here as an HR, I want to share company's HR policies as a document to all my employees, and also I want to share it with the new employees that are going to join my company. But I don't want to mail this document to all my employees manually one by one. I want to mail this document to all my employees automatically. So for that, I'm going to use Pabbly Connect, and also I'm going to show you that how you can use Pabbly Connect to automatically share HR policies with all your employees by using Google Sheets and Gmail. So here in my Google Sheet, I have created this database of all my employees that I have in my company and of the employees that I want to share HR policies with. And in my Google Drive, I have this PDF file of my HR policies document. So I want to share this file of HR policies with all my employees. So for that, I have to use Pabbly Connect, and for that, I'm going to open a new tab and search for pabbly.com. And this will take us to this landing page of Pabbly. Here we have two options, sign in and sign up for free. If you don't have any account with Pabbly, you can just sign up for free and it will take only 2 minutes of your time and you will get 100 of tasks free every month. Or if you already have an account, you can just sign in and you will get to see this page. So these are all the apps that Pabbly offers, and we are going to use Pabbly Connect here. For that, I have to click here on this Access Now button under Pabbly Connect, and this will direct us to the dashboard of Pabbly Connect. Here, this is the workflow section, and we can see all the workflows that we will create here. And this is the folder section. We can create new folder here and we can save any workflow in any particular folder that we want. Now here, I want to create a new workflow. For that, I have to click here on this create workflow button and this window will pop up. Here I have to name my workflow. So I'm going to name it as my objective, which is to share HR policies automatically using Google Sheets and Gmail. Now I have to select the folder where I want to save my workflow. So I'm going to open this tab. And in this tab, you will find all the folders that you have created in your Pabbly Connect account. So I'm going to use this folder of HR policies. So I'm going to select this and I'm going to click on create. And this will take us to this most important window of our workflow. Here we have two boxes, trigger and action. So these are the two main principles on which our workflow works on. And trigger says when this happens, action says do this. So trigger is going to be the first step that will get executed in our workflow and action will just follow that. So we have to set up our trigger first, and here my trigger application is going to be Google Sheets. So I'm going to select Google Sheets here and now I have to give a trigger event. So I'm going to open this tab and new or updated spreadsheet row will be my trigger event. And now I have to connect Google Sheets with Pabbly Connect, and for that I have to use this webhook URL, and this is going to work as a bridge between Google Sheets and Pabbly Connect. So for connecting these two accounts, I have to follow all this instruction, and first I'm going to copy this webhook URL, and now I will take you to my Google Sheet, and here I have created this spreadsheet which is named as employee details, and we are in sheet 1, and in this spreadsheet we have these 4 columns: employee name, employees IDs, email, phone number. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect Google Sheet with Pabbly Connect, and for that we have to go to extensions. And in this, we need this particular extension of Pabbly Connect webhooks. And if you don't have this extension, what you have to do is you have to go to add-ons and you have to click on get add-ons. And this will take us to Google Workspace Marketplace. Here you have to search for the extension, which is Pabbly Connect webhook. So you have to open this extension and you will see this extension in this way. So you have to install this extension, and after installing this extension, you have to close this. You have to go back to extensions and you will get to see your extension in these options. Now in my extension, I have to open initial setup, and here we will see we have two options, webhook URL and trigger column. So what we have to do is we have to first set up our webhook URL, and in webhook URL, I'm going to paste that webhook URL that I have copied from Pabbly Connect. So I'm going to paste that here, and now I have to give a trigger column. So the trigger column will be a final data column on which if the data is added, the whole of that row data will be sent to the webhook URL. So in my spreadsheet, I have 4 columns and my column D is my last data entry column. So whenever any data will be added in that particular column, then the whole row data will be sent to Pabbly Connect. So I'm going to give my trigger column, which is going to be column D, and I'm going to click on send test. And here test data sent successfully. Now I'm going to click on submit and my setup is configured successfully. Now I'm going to close this. So in this sheet, I have the data of all these employees. So I'm going to send emails to all these employees, but first I'm going to set up a workflow. So I have sent the data of this particular row to Pabbly Connect. Now let's go back to Pabbly Connect. And here we can see I have received this response. So in the response, I have my trigger column, which is column D. I have the spreadsheet name, which is employee details. And in this, we have the sheet name, which is sheet 1. And I have all these details of my employee. So my employee name is test user. Employee email is testuser@pabblytudes.com. I have the employee ID and the phone number. Now what I need to do is, I need to use these details of my employee and I want to send an email with the HR policies to that employee. So for that, what I have to do is, I have to use Gmail and I have to first set up my actions tab. So I'm going to open this tab and here I'm going to search for my action application, which is going to be Gmail. So I'm going to select Gmail here and I have to give an action event. So I'm going to open this tab and send email will be my action event. So I'm going to select this and I'm going to connect Gmail with Pabbly Connect. So I'll click here on connect. I will click on add new connection and I will connect with Gmail. And here I have to click on allow to give access to my account. So I'm going to click here. And my connection here is successful. Now for sending the email, I have all these options. So first I have to fill all these details. So first I have to give the recipient email addresses and I have received the email address of my employee to whom I want to send the email with my HR policies. So I'm going to map that email address here and I have received that email address from my Google Sheet. So here I'm going to use mapping. So what mapping is? Mapping is a technique through which I can retrieve the data from the previous steps and the data that is changing will get replaced with the new data in the real time. So for mapping, I have to click here. I will open this response of Google Sheets. And in this response, I have this email address of my employee. So I'm going to map this. So my email address is testuser@pabblytudes.com. And now I have to give the sender name. So in the sender name, I'm going to give the name of my company, which is your company. So this email will be sent by this particular name, which is going to be your company. Now I have to give my email subject. So my email subject will be HR policies. And now I have this option of email content type. So I have to select my type that I want to send my email as. So I have to open this tab and in this I have two options, plain and HTML. So I want to send this email in plain type. So I'm going to select that. And now I'm going to give my content of my email. In this, I'm going to give the content of my email that I want to send to my employee. So I'm going to click here and I'm going to type my email content here. So this will be my email content. And in this after hi, what I'm going to do is I am going to map the name of my employee. So I'm going to click here. I'm going to open this response of Google Sheets. And in this, I have the name of my employee, which is test user. So I'm going to map this. So this email will be sent to this particular employee, which is test user. And I have mapped their email address. So this is going to be my email content. Now what I need to do is I need to add the attachment file or my document of the HR policies that I want to send with this particular email to my employee. For that, I have to give the link URL of that document here in this attachment tab. So I have to give the URL of that particular document and that URL should be publicly accessed. For making that file publicly accessed, you can upload that file on your website and you can make that file publicly accessed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give the URL of my document here. So I'm going to paste my URL link here. So this is going to be my URL of my document that I want to send. Now I have to give my file name. So here I am sending the document of HR policies. So I'm going to give my file name as HR policies. And in this I also have to give my extension name. For the extension name, I'm going to give .pdf. So this .pdf is my extension name. So this hrpolicy.pdf is going to be my file name. Now I have mapped all the required details like my recipient email address, my email subject, sender name, email content and my attachment link. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on save and send test request button. And here we can see I have received this response. So this is a positive response and this means that I have sent this particular email with my HR policies document to my employee. Now to check this, I'm going to go back to my Gmail account and here I am on this tab of send emails. So here we can see I have sent this email to this particular user, which is my employee, which is test user. So I'm going to open this. And this is my email and this was sent by my company, which is your company. I have the email subject, which is HR policies. and this was sent to this email address, which is testuser@pablitudes.com, and this is my employee's email address. So this is my email content, and in this I have the name of my employee, which is testuser, and also in this email I have this HR policies, and I have sent this HR policies document automatically to my employee. Now what I have to do is I have to go back to my Google Sheet, and here I have built this connection between Google Sheet and Gmail. Now what I have to do is I have to send this HR policies document to all my employees that I have the details in my Google Sheet. So what you have to do is you have to add the details of all the employees in your Google Sheet. So when you will have all the details of your employees in your Google Sheet, you will first set up this workflow, and after setting up this workflow, you have to go back to extensions. You have to go back to Public Connect Webhooks, and you have to click on this send all data option. So after enabling this option, what is going to happen is that Google Sheet is going to send all the data of the employees that you have in your Google Sheet to Public Connect, and Public Connect is automatically going to send that email to all those employees that you have the details in Google Sheet. So here I have sent the email to all the employees that I have in my Google Sheet. Now to check this, I'm going to take you back to my Gmail account, and I'm going to go back to send emails. And here we can see I have sent emails to these particular email addresses, which is demo user, dummy user, and test user. And these were the employees, and I have the details of these employees in my Google Sheet. So here I have sent the emails to all my employees that I have in my Google Sheet. Now I'm going to take you back to Google Sheet. Now here I also want that whenever a new employee will join our company, I want to send this HR policies to them too. So for that, what I have to do is that whenever I'm going to add the detail of that new employee in my Google Sheet, then automatically this email with the HR policies will be sent to that employee. So for that, what I have to do is I have to go back to extensions. I have to click on Public Connect Webhooks, and I'm going to enable this option of send on event. So by enabling this option, what is going to happen is that whenever I'm going to add a new row with the data of an employee, then automatically that row data will be sent to Public Connect. And every time I'm going to add the details of a new employee, then automatically HR policy document will be shared with that particular employee as an email. So I have enabled that option. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a detail of a new employee in my Google Sheet. So my employee name will be new employee. I'm going to give any random employee ID, and my email will be newemployee@pablitudes.com, and I'm going to give any random mobile number. So I have added this new row with the detail of a new employee. Now what should happen is that automatically an email should be sent to this particular employee with my HR policies. Now to check this, I'm going to take you back to my Gmail account, and here in send email we can see that I have sent this new email to this particular employee, which is new employee. So I'm going to open this. And here in this email, I have the email subject, which is HR policies. I have my company name, which is your company. I have the email address of my employee, which is newemployee@pablitudes.com. And also I have the attachment of this HR policies. And I have shared this HR policies with my new employees and with all the current employees that I have in my company. So here my connection between Google Sheets and Gmail is working successfully. Now let's go back to Public Connect. And here I have built this connection between Google Sheets and Gmail successfully. Now let's summarize what we did here. So first I have set up my trigger, and my trigger application was Google Sheets, and my trigger event was new or updated spreadsheet row. Then I have set up my action step, and my action application was Gmail, and my action event was send email. So this is how I have successfully created this workflow, and you can also create this workflow by following all the steps that I did in my workflow. And I'm also going to put the link of my workflow in the description, so you can check it out from there. And thank you for watching this video.
Not just these applications, you can automate and integrate a lot more applications like this using Public Connect. If you need any help or if you have any doubt, you can email us at support@pabli.com. If you have any queries, you can post them at forum.pabli.com, or if you have any issue with the pricing of Pabli, you can connect on this link. And if you like this video, please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.